Argument pro about legalize of recreational substance for the elderly. According to Gryffindor, recreation is an activity that is needed by every human being by traveling to a place. Recreation is an activity used to fill spare time with a specific purpose, including attitude and mental refreshment, satisfaction and pleasure, while restoring one physical or mental strength. Recreation is very important for someone like but young or old. Researchers at UGM Center for Tourist Study, Dr. Gia Widyastuti, said that this desire to travel for the elderly is different from tourists in general. They desire to travel is more inclined to be able to gather together with other people, but with family and community friends. Gia Widyastuti also said that elderly visitors usually come together with family members and even go to tour with the community. From his research, he said that uh, there are eight activities from the elderly during their trip, namely sitting, walking, chatting, eating, reading, caring for grandchildren, taking pictures, and enjoying the environment. They tend to carry out passive activities, with the activities carried out according to the availability of existing facilities at the tourist attraction visit. Regarding to the legal aspect of welfare of the elderly, in Law Number 13(6) of 2009, Article Number 138, which explains that effort to maintain health for the elderly must be sound to maintain a healthy and productive life socially and economically in accordance with human dignity. This, the choice of tourist destination and accommodation for recreation with elderly person must also be taken into account. Conducting a medical examination should also be done before taking an elderly person for recreation to find out the health condition. In Indonesia, the government has paid attention to safety to the elderly, such as the provision of recreation and sport facility, is of use public facilities and so on by using government regulation to ensure the welfare of.
My argument is recreation, or a Latin language, recreare, literally means remaking, is an activity carried to refresh one's body and spirit. Or in general, recreation is defined as an activity carried by people intentionally for pleasure or for satisfaction, generally in leisure time depending on the form of activity chosen by each individual. However, there are many problems caused by the increasingly widespread recreation, including the many cases of violation and harassment that occur to recreational customers. But I think there are drawbacks if all recreational areas are legalized for the elderly, because according to quoted from detik.com news, the Indonesian Child Protection Commission KPAI, Sosiana Avandi said that parents should continue to supervise their children when they want to go out for recreation in a tourist place, but not only that, parents or elderly themselves must always be vigilant when doing recreation, especially during long holidays where many recreational areas are open even 24 hours full, but the level of safety from existing facilities and infrastructure is inadequate. In this case, KPAI received many reports related to violations that still occur on the sidelines of people having recreation, ranging from theft to even harassment. In addition, if all recreation, but for parents or elderly and children, is legalized, cases of violation will increase. Besides this, news from the mayor of Bogor, Bima Arya Sugiarto, refused to open one of the recreational areas, namely the Bogor Botanical Gardens Glow Tourist Spot Truck Law number 4030 slash 5727, general on Thursday, October 28, 2021, with 5 points of rejection. Namely, the opening of this tourist spot is considered not in line with the character and identity of the city of Bogor, has an impact on the ecosystem, and is still under research from the Bogor city government itself. Has not paid attention to local wisdom and activities which don't comply with existing regulation. From this is we know that the legalization of all recreational areas for everyone, including for parents, for elderly, or for children, cannot be carried properly because it still requires research and adjustment to surrounding environment.
According to the chairperson of Commission C of the Palangkaraya Verde, Mukarramah, shed the importance of availability of security and safety standard in tourist object must receive to attention of tourism manager, so that all tourist attractions must have safety standards that have been determined by the government. In Indonesia, there are many tourist attractions that have very good safety standards. The manager of tourist attraction is fully responsibility for the security and safety of tourist visitors, as well as in public recreation area. Security standards such as CCTV have been established to reduce the level of violation and harassment that can occur in a recreation area. The legalization of all tourist attractions cannot be carried out properly because research is needed, which can take a lot of time. Then both national and international tourists will lose many recreation places that can please their mind and pleasure in their first time. This is can be said that people cannot feel their spare time to relax their mind by recreation. Recreational area will also increase revenue for the recreation area. If the legalization of recreation area is not grant, that it can be said that the income of the area will decrease in the recreation of tourist sector. It's not it in Indonesia that the recreation and tourist sector is currently the main sector of the state's revenue because its natural beauty and beautiful atmosphere. Besides that, besides that, regarding the negative impact on parents who will always want to recreation, I don't think the statement is correct. It's correct because parents will definitely be busy with their work. Will recreation is done during holiday or on leave from work. Then, for other bad effect of legalization of recreation that you mentioned regarding the nature of wasting money on something that is not necessary, I also think it is not a profit because recreation is necessity for everyone, both young people and the elderly, because that's when they are on vacation and their job are from activity or daily work. Recreation also does not have to be done of place of far away by using a lot of money, but the recreation can also be done of place near the house that makes a person comfortable and calm. Then last, usually parents will not forget to bring their children for vacation such as on weekend or during school holiday.
But I feel if the legalization of all recreational for parents is carried, it will have a very bad impact because automatically parents or elderly will always want to go on vacation or recreation. Not one. Many parents go on vacation without bringing their children for educational reasons or still in school, which result in a lot of affection for children, which is in the end the children feel neglected by their parents. Consequences from that, children will seek mere satisfaction, which is generally done with their friends. This, of course, can have an impact from two different sides, both positive and negative. However, in general, the impact that often occurs is a negative impact. According to psychologist Dr. Mevana Reja, there are several things that can be caused by a lack of affection for children, including low self-confidence, difficult in establishing relationship with others, cognitive development that is not optimal, and even has an impact on children's mental and behavior disorders. In addition to the impact mentioned above, the legalization of recreation also has a lasting effect on people behavior patterns, including the nature consumerism or the nature of wasting money on things that are not necessary. Indeed, vacationing or recreation has a good impact on mental, but if the legalization of recreation is carried widely, especially for the elderly, this threat is likely to occur. According from psychologist Dr. Kevin Adrian Trage, all activities that are carried continuously, commonly referred to as impulsive nature, will have a negative impact on a person's psychological and mental condition. This is because someone who has this trait will feel less and less if he does not do activities he usually does. This can also happen to parents if the legalization of all recreational areas is carried where parents or elderly will feel like taking a vacation or recreation on an ongoing basis with result and increased spending on an activity that is usually not too urgent to do.